We are obviously, as everyone in town is, looking forward, excited about the game with BYU on Saturday. We've got the week to prepare, worry, get our players healthy, and hopefully we will do the right things as we get set for a huge game for both teams, obviously. I do like the fact that it is what it is. People are talking about the importance, the magnitude of the game, and then it's nice to be talking about that in mid to late February. So we will be prepared. Hopefully we'll do a better job guarding Jimmer Fredette in particular, but their whole team. I'm glad that we've got them at home in front of 12,414 Aztecs as opposed to 22,000 BYU fans. So we're excited about the game, and as everyone is. I'll entertain any questions.
Coach, I know that at one point when the second half started, you said really that the goal was going to be working on rebounding. Are we where we want to be?
We are a pretty good rebounding team. We won the game Saturday with a multitude of second, third, fourth shots against Air Force. So we're not bad with our rebounding. Our defensive rebounding is better than it was. So is it perfect? No. So we always want to get better, but we're a good rebounding team.
Hey Steve, the million-dollar question: what do you do different or try to do different against Fredette?
That's a good question, Bernie. Obviously, we go back and watch every game they played since we played them last, or bits and pieces of it. We'll see what others have done. He was a mere mortal the last two games, and he was in the mid-20s. In those games, he missed shots that he had made before. So we hopefully will do a few things differently, and it's going to be hard to beat them if he gets 43 points again. So we'll see what we can do, but he's been a hard guard for us for his career. So I'm sure he's excited about coming in.
Is he so good of a player that sometimes you just kind of have to hope he's off and missing? Because you mentioned sometimes the shooting percentage is a little lower.
We have to hope that he's not in that zone where no matter how hard he's guarded, he makes shots, which we've all seen. We've got to do a good job of guarding and being able to keep our hands at least in a position where I can use it for the next one to keep him off the free throw line. He has a knack of making contact and making it appear as if he's been fouled every time. And he does a great job of drawing fouls. So we've got to not give him 12 field goals and 14 free throws.
How many of your players do you think in the end will be assigned to guard him as the course of the game goes along? Who might draw the duty to start, and do you anticipate that it's going to be one of those revolving things defensively because you keep somebody fresh on him?
I think we would probably change it around a little bit. Last time we had DJ on him the bulk of the game, and yet he plays off a lot of ball screens, so it's not always the guy that starts on him that winds up dragging him and chasing him and doing those kinds of things, gets stuff out of transition. When they play zone, he releases, so you got to have a guy back, and you got to be able to pick him up out of transition. So it's a little harder to say, well, he's going to guard him, because it's got to be maybe even a different guy at a particular moment. But I would say that going into the game, after timeouts, we might change it up a little bit.
What is your priority in terms of the early portion of this week without a game on Wednesday? Is it all preparation? Is it more focused on rest or back to fundamentals? How are you going to use the earlier practices?
We're not practicing today, so we gave them 2 days off. We'll come back and hopefully have ourselves organized in terms of how much we want to put into up and down, full court, be it conditioning, with fundamentals involved, 5-on-0, whether it be both tempo and aggressive pace. So we haven't fully decided yet, but we will practice Tuesday through Friday. And the practices will obviously be different, but we'll have at least one, if not two, pretty vigorous practices during the week.
You got some guys banged up.
I'm sorry?
You've got some guys banged up. Is this kind of time for them to rest in this next day?
Everybody has. You're mid-February. If you're playing, you're not 100%. So we have to be wise with that. We've got some guys that are sore and got this and got that, but we don't have anything that I would say is major that we would be worried about keeping anybody unable to play the game. So I think we'll have everybody able to play, and we need their legs. So we need to make sure we've got them rested and ready to go, and still in top shape with technique. So that's the fine line that we walk. How much do we do, and who does a little less, who does a little more?
Given that this is kind of the talk of the community and also part of the nation leading up to Saturday, and it's a game on national television and, you know, a good sports viewing window, what does this week do for the program? Like, not only just talking about it locally and nationally, and then with the big kind of stage there at the end.
Well, in all probability, we're playing to see who's going to win the Mountain West Conference. So that's number one. Now, I mean, it's not a given because we both still have 2 games to play. But it's a huge game. It's a huge game from a national NCAA tournament rating opportunity. So all of that factors in. We're getting a lot of play and a lot of talk and a lot of publicity, as is BYU. And it's justified for both teams. These are 2 really, really good teams playing one another. And I would think that both San Diego State and BYU, regardless of what happens on Saturday, will get good high seeds in the NCAA tournament, which should bode well for opportunity. But we're going to be seen by more people because it is a national CBS. And that will be helpful in every regard. From recruiting, seeing our building, to all the things that I've talked about. Obviously, we need to find a way to win. We want to win the conference championship. And this is a huge game for either team that wins it.
Coach, you've been through this before. The national spotlight has been on you and your team. From that experience, what is the one thing you want your team to know about this week of preparation and also about actually playing the game in this circumstance?
I do believe we'll have a good week of practice. They'll be excited about the anticipation of the game. We can't peak on Wednesday. We can't be at fever pitch and be 17 All-Americans on Wednesday. We need to make sure that we're doing what we need to do. And there are at times when you try too hard in a game. So we've got to make sure that we go out and compete as hard as we can, but also play within yourself. Play with a measure of I've been there before in a big game. I think that's very important that we do that. And there'll be high energy on both teams, especially out of the gate. So we've got to be able to manage it. And that's everybody's job, including mine. It's a big game, but we can't make it like it's the last game we'll play regardless. So I think we'll handle it right. I think our players, given 5 seniors and a veteran crew, will do a pretty good job of how they get themselves ready to play.
This is the 10th time you've faced Jimmer when you add in the Mountain West Conference tournaments. How would you assess his growth as a player during his 4 years at BYU?
Gotten better every year, like you're supposed to. He's, in my opinion, if I had a vote, I'd vote him for National Player of the Year. He can do a lot of things. The most important thing that he can do is score the basketball. And when he's on the floor, everybody else has a little more opening because of there's more than one set of eyes on him. He's very, very good, and he knows it.
Coach, in the AP poll, you guys didn't move up at all, despite 4 teams ahead of you losing. What kind of message do you think that sends from the voters to you, and does it concern you at all? And what do you sort of, if you read those tea leaves, what do you see?
I watched and listened to as some of the national TV guys who see a lot of games talked about who they would have rated number 1, and they went through the whole ball of wax and talked about the 5 that were rated ahead of us, the 4 of whom that lost, and you can make a strong case for all of that. I could sit here and make a case how we could be rated number 1, but from the standpoint of where we are, I'm not complaining about anything. We went up to 4th in the coaches poll. I think there's respect for San Diego State. 3 coaches, I believe, voted us number 1, and I think that's the first time that that's ever happened. And we're still 6th in the other poll, which is not too bad either. So it's what I keep telling the players: be proud of the fact that we're there, keep winning, and you'll stay there, and keep winning, and you'll move up. So we just need to do that. I've not given, to be honest with you, Mark, that a lot of thought as to why we didn't move up with 4 of them losing. They lost to some pretty good people. So that's probably the logic. And yet we played some pretty good people that may not have quite the resume, but we haven't slipped up. So that's the positive about what we have been able to do. We've gone to some hard places to play, and we've gone and we've won. And we've won against some good people that have beaten some of these schools. So that part, I think we're treated fairly. So I'm not going to get into that too much.